Tori Chats It is your permission slip to be honest about the chaos, the clarity, and everything in between. This is the space where we talk about the shit no one else will, the moments that break us, build us, and change everything. Welcome, Shannon.
Oh.
Excited to have you here. I feel like there's a lot to unpack, a lot to go into.
Yeah.
One of the things that I love about you is that you've taken something incredibly traumatic
Yeah.
and turn it into something meaningful, which I think is, aside from all of the success you've had with the business, just doing that alone is a massive, massive achievement. You should be
Yeah.
really, really proud of yourself for that. So your business was definitely born from your past, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously, I think you're really, really brave for coming on to talk about it. Could you kind of take us back to that time, what you're happy to share of what you went through?
Yeah. God, I don't even know where to start. It's such a big thing. So I was abused by my stepdad, sexually abused from the age of 6 until I was 16. So it stopped a couple of weeks after my 16th birthday. And he came out of prison. See, I never remember the dates, and I don't know if it's because I try and push it down. So then sometimes I get paranoid, like, do people think I'm lying because I don't know the dates and stuff? But he came out of prison, so he did 6 years. I always get confused because they get a time and then they get a time for good behaviour. And he got the good behaviour, so I think it was 6 years, which would have taken me to about 22, 23. And that's how the business started, because I was left like, now what? Like, if I see him, what do I do type of thing. So that is the backstory on how the business started and essentially what happened.
I imagine when he was coming out of prison, that was probably a really weird, emotional roller coaster for you.
Yeah, because when I was 16 and obviously it came out, my family were kind of, well, my mum actually, not my family, my mum, she couldn't understand why I wasn't upset. And I was like, it's nothing new, it's just stopped. It's not like a one-off time, it's just stopped. So it was, I kind of spent like 6 years not really thinking about it. I mean, it would come up a little bit, like, oh, you know, what if he was over there, or how would I take that? But it wasn't until I actually knew that he was coming out that it was like, oh shit, you know, what do I do if I do see him? Because at that time I worked for the council, so it was like, what if I was with a family and I had to leave? But my job was to stay with the children. I did supervised contact, so my job was to supervise the child whilst their family was there, and it was like, I can't leave them. So what, do I just grab the child and run and then explain to my manager, oh, this has happened? And it was like, oh shit, I don't know how I'm going to take it. And then obviously when it did actually happen, it was like a complete panic moment. I don't even remember it. It was that fast. And then I was fine. Seen him loads of times after and just walked past him like, yeah.
Wow. How was the situation for your mum? Because obviously you said your mum said, why aren't you upset? Did this affect your mum when your mum found out? Like, did your mum find out when you were 16 and it ended? Did she, like, how did that come about? Because I couldn't even imagine having that conversation with, even going through that, let alone then having that conversation with my mum.
It's difficult because she's got schizophrenia, so she kind of struggled with it herself. And she said, because I spoke to her about it, she said a couple of years I thought something went right, but I thought I was ill. And I didn't want to say anything and it not be correct and then me look like a crazy person. So I think it just got to a point where she was like, something is not right. And she just asked me. I said, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Was it relief? Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like I've been waiting
for
someone to ask me.
Yeah, like, yeah, I can, like I said, I can't even comprehend that. I'm so blessed with my stepfamily. And again, I was really young when I got my step parents. I was about 4 or 5. And you know, your home is where you're supposed to be the most safe. So I can imagine how that made you want to go into protecting women and making women feel safe, because you didn't even feel safe at home. Everyone has the fucking right to feel safe in their own home.
Yeah.
So I can, only imagine why that made you so, because you're very, very passionate about your mission and what you do as well. So like I said, I think you should be so, so, so proud of yourself that you were able to do that. So what was that moment then when you were like, I'm going to turn this into something meaningful?
When he came out of prison, I went to the police and was like, look, this is the situation, what do I do? Because I thought that, or I was told that he wouldn't be allowed in the same area as me.
Yeah.
Now, whether that was if he got out on bail, I'm not sure. I was 16, so it was kind of like a bit of a blur. Like, I was listening, but I wasn't listening, and I wasn't interested, I just wanted to move on. So I can't actually remember what they said, but I thought that when he come out, he wasn't allowed to be in the same...
I mean, I would have thought that too.
Not the case. Because he came straight back, from what I know. Obviously, we don't speak to him, but we know. People know stuff.
Of course.
But yeah, that wasn't the case at all.
That's wild.
Yeah. So that kind of got my back up anyway, in terms of, clearly that's not just the case for me. That's going to be the case for most people as well. So that's kind of where it started. And it was weird, actually, because I was scrolling on TikTok and some keychains came up, American ones, and I was like, what is this? This looks cool. But obviously I knew, I was like, there's no way you can carry that in the UK.
Different laws.
Because when I spoke to the police, they was kind of like, carry a panic alarm, watch your back, don't go out at night. And I was like, what, so I'm supposed to do that for the rest of my life? Like, thanks for the information. Like, that's fantastic. And then, like I said, that video came up on TikTok and I was like, is that a sign? Is it a sign? I took it as a sign. And then literally that day, I ordered a load of keychains and a load of different safety stuff. I just thought, let's just get everything, see what it is, what it looks like. And it just kind of spiraled from there. I started talking about it on TikTok and people were like, oh, I kind of like this. I've never really seen anyone do this in the UK. And then, but before that, I'd been running a business anyways. Nothing serious, just something during COVID. But I'd slowly started to talk about my story on lives, because I'd used that as a way to kind of get me through COVID, because my job went from being in person to at home, and I was like, what do I do with my time? So I slowly started to open up to people, because the same people kept coming on the live. And then obviously I ordered the safety equipment and then started telling people more, and was like, I feel like I should create a business off of this, because who's better to do it than someone that actually understands, because they've been in that position themselves.
Yeah.
And then it just grew from there.
Yeah, because I remember when we first met, it was a lot of more like personalised stuff, wasn't it? Like,
it was all sorts.
Like you did like the bamboo cups, you had the tote bags, you did the boxes as well, didn't you? You had loads of things.
Well, that's what I did before. So I kind of put both into one, because I didn't want to give up. I loved the craft side of it. Like, I loved...
It was really cool stuff.
Being on TikTok for hours and just making stuff and people ordering it right there and then, and me making it on the live and then talking to people like it was helping me as much as it was probably helping other people. So I kind of tried to join it together, but I slowly kind of realised if you're going to take it serious, you kind of need to know what route you're going down, because at the minute you're kind of trying to do everything. It's not really working.
Yeah, I think we've all learnt that lesson in our own little ways, haven't we? It's part of the journey, isn't it? You can't learn something until you've done the thing and figured it out, right? So, but you got, from what I remember, quite big on TikTok quite fast.
Yeah,
because I remember when we first met, you were already quite big. Like, I remember looking at it being like, oh my God, like, this is mental. I remember one of the first calls that we did, and you're like, yeah, I just did like a TikTok live and like, I got this many orders, and I went, pardon? I was so taken back. I was like, what? So you already really big then, but that was a lot, like you said, from like your lives and stuff, wasn't it? Like the way TikTok works, a lot of people find you through your lives.
Because people always say to me, like, how people come on my live and say, have you got any advice? And I'm like... I feel like it was I did it at the right time. So I did it when people were really starting to get into TikTok and really starting to get into lives and businesses were popping up. So I do feel like a little bit of it is luck in terms of when I started, and I feel like if I'd started even earlier, I feel like I could have been even bigger, but I didn't. So, but then I do also think it's just because I just came up as myself. Like on live, the amount I did live every day, there's just no way you can come up as another person for
Every
that amount of
day.
time every day. Even now, obviously, I've had 4 weeks out, but before that, I was still live every day because it's a routine, but I miss it when I don't do it as well. There's just no way you can't be authentic when you give so much of yourself, and I think people just enjoyed that. Like, they liked me as a person and kind of wanted to invest in me because they felt like they know me personally.
Yeah, it was definitely divine timing. I think whenever there's a new platform or new features, the fastest people to jump on it are the fastest ones to grow. But also, not even just, yeah, I mean, you could say it was a little bit of luck, but also loads of people started on TikTok then, but weren't brave enough to go live.
Yeah.
And do it that many times. So many people were so scared. Like when I say to people, do a live, it's really, really good. They're like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're terrified of. I mean, I remember my first live. I looked constipated because I was like,
I didn't even show my face. It was just my hands.
scared.
There was like one or two people, and I was even when there was zero, I was like, just keep talking. Like, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
And it was just my hands, and I remember I was only on for about 5 minutes, and I was like, come on, I hate it.
Yeah.
It's just one of the things you just got to stick at it.
Yeah, it gets easier over time. Now I bet I'm exactly the same. If someone said she'd go live right now, you'd go, all right, give me my phone and I'll do it. Like it's just normal now, isn't it? Which is great. So I obviously know, because I know like personally that you've ended up doing like a lot of healing on your past as well. Would you say that started once you started your business, or was you doing that a bit of that work before?
So it mainly started when I found Gemma, which I found Gemma through you. So I don't know how long ago that was. Obviously, I've had counselling and stuff, but it's never helped me like
Totally different
Gemma.
work,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I found like Gemma explained, like you've got all your bricks in your bag, you take out, you put it all back in, and I kept leaving like, I don't feel any different. So I did try to work on it, but I just kind of found like every route I took, it just kind of ended up nowhere.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I properly worked with Gemma that
I want to say 22, or maybe even late 21, because me and Gemma did our event 23.
Well, I had a call with her on your membership.
Yeah,
and
so
that's when I met her and was like, oh, I'm really interested by this.
it must have been, I reckon, late 2022 or early 23.
Yeah.
So a couple of years now.
Yeah.
What's the healing journey look like for you? 'Cause obviously I've been on the journey with Gemma as well, and for me it's like, up, down, around, back. Like it's crazy.
We've done so much, like worked on things that I've struggled with that I didn't even realise that I struggled with, and accepting my mum because me and her had a not so good relationship, and just all sorts, really. Like literally everything.
And would you say that's played like a really big part of who you are today?
Yeah, because when you make decisions in business, you're constantly questioning yourself, whereas if you're working on yourself, you push yourself to do things, and I probably wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for Gemma.
And it's amazing, isn't it, what comes up that you don't even realise habits that you've got, the way you're reacting to things, until someone says it and you're like, oh my god, oh yeah. Because have you always been into, because I know you're into manifestation as well, we'll talk about that in a bit, have you always been open to spirituality, woo woo, or again was that something that maybe you were more open to once you started working with Gemma? Or
no, I wouldn't say it was really something, but whereas now I believe in believing in something.
Yeah.
Before, I was like, I feel like if it had come up, I'd have been like, okay, this is interesting, but it's never really something that I've thought about.
Yeah, I remember when I first heard about manifestation, I was like, what? Like, you really believe that?
Yeah.
Like, but I was in like negative Nelly big time. So to me, like, the whole concept of it was wild. So manifestation is something that you believe in, actively work on.
Yeah, and I feel like now I know about manifestation. All the people that I look up to constantly mention it, and I'm like, well, it obviously works because they're always talking about it. So it's just always there. You don't, like, I don't know, let's just say Kardashians as an example. They never don't not talk about manifestation. So there's obviously something.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian's always like says how good
They
she
all
is at manifesting,
You
doesn't
watch
she?
anything on celebrities and they all talk about manifestation at some point.
I love it. So are there like actual tangible things that you'd say you've manifested that you can think of?
So obviously I'm still on my journey, and I'll say to Gemma, I'll tell her something and I'm like, I didn't manifest that, but she's like, but you did. You don't realise that you did. So I'm still really working on it. And like I said, I believe in believing in something, but I think I've manifested things without even knowing that I've done it. Because I'm
Yeah.
still, like, sometimes I'll do it with Gemma and I'm like, is this working? I'm not actually paying, like, I'll just be sat there with my eyes closed, like, I can't even concentrate on what she's saying. Like, is it actually working on me, type of thing? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm still trying to. I feel like you're a little bit like that as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll just, and then you'll open your eyes and she's like, how's that? And I'm like, I can't concentrate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There's still a part of me that's really skeptical. It's like,
Some things, yeah, I'm like that.
yeah, it's like, did I manifest that? Or have I just worked really hard this year and it's paid off?
Yeah.
So, but then it's like, would you have done all of that, certain parts of that hard work without working on yourself? Because like you said, you build that confidence and you push yourself out that comfort
Yeah.
zone a bit more. So I think it more gives you the belief that you can do certain things, which then
Yeah.
gives you the result. Like, I don't believe in manifestation as in mean you could sit here right now and go, we're going to make 1 million this year, but we're going to change absolutely nothing about ourselves, but we're going to manifest 1 million.
Yeah.
I don't believe in it that way.
Yeah.
There has to come action. I think a lot of people think manifestation is like you just sit there, cross your fingers, wish, picture
And
it, and
just
it
pops
happens.
out of the air.
Yeah, and like sometimes I think you end up getting something that you didn't even ask for, but it is better, and it's just mental how things work
Yeah.
out. So, speaking of manifesting, because I mean, there's definitely must have been a little bit of manifesting. You've gone from an idea rooted in trauma to a business that's done nearly 7 figures, which
Yeah.
is huge,
Yeah.
right? Massive. What's one thing you did early on, apart from like TikTok lives and stuff, that you think really moved the needle for you? Or would you say 100% it's TikTok?
Yeah. I say in the early days it was nurturing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I was thinking about it this morning, I feel like the business itself doesn't get the, what's the word, not attention, it doesn't get the recognition that it deserves
Mm-hmm.
from, like, I don't know, let's say companies or bigger people that can kind of push the business quite fast. It's grown purely from followers, from customers. Like, I don't work with influencers, I don't run ads, I don't really get approached by many people. What I have achieved has been pure organic TikTok, Instagram, my content, my story. So
Definitely a big element of storytelling.
yeah.
For
And
sure.
like I said, I've been so open, and I feel like, and we all know as well, storytelling is so important. Like, showing yourself and showing who you are, I think, from what I know, is so important. And I feel like people are just kind of, everyone's got a little piece of me through my content because I am so open and just so just say it how it is. I don't sit and edit the content for hours and hours. I just post it. And
Yeah.
like, it's just out there now. Like,
yeah, I see so many, like, obviously I've seen loads of your content over the years, and like sometimes you're literally just sat in your car,
oh yeah,
like just done
no makeup
shop.
on,
Yeah.
brushed my hair, put it in a bobble.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had people comment on my content and be like, why don't you ever make any effort with yourself? Like, why don't you ever show up as, you know? And I'm just like, I don't want to. And me and Gemma talk about my higher self, and when she said, what does your higher self look like? And I was like, she's suited and booted, she's got loads of makeup on. And then I went, no, she's not. She's actually not. She's in her gym clothes with no makeup on. I don't want to. I don't. It's not me.
100%.
It's never been me. So I just.
I'm the same. I used to think like, yeah, like my higher self, she's like this boss bitch, and then I'm like, actually no, I'd say she's just a little bit elevated. So still in like, I love leggings, I live in leggings, but maybe instead of buying £10 leggings, they're £50 leggings. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like just a little bit of elevation.
Yeah.
I'm the same. There's more to life, I think, than stressing about what you.
I'd rather
what
have
you
the
look
extra
like.
20 minutes in the morning. Or some people obviously take a lot longer than that, but the extra 20, 30 minutes, I'd rather have that as my own time than get ready. Or going to work 20 minutes early.
Yeah, I
Some
think
people
that,
are like, what the hell?
I think that all the time, like when I look at, and don't get me wrong, no disrespect to the girlies who, put all that effort in, but I do sit there and think sometimes, I wish I could be bothered. Sometimes I'm like, I just wish I could be bothered, but I'm the same as you. I'm like, I'd rather have either extra time in bed or an extra half an hour sat on the sofa with Ryan, or just 30 minutes apiece with a coffee. Before the chaos of running a business starts.
Yeah, I look at people's videos and I'm like, oh, you look so good.
Yeah.
I wish I could be like that, but then I'm like, but I could, but I don't want to, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter.
I love that. One thing with the TikTok lives though, so for like anyone listening that either has a business or thinking about starting one, from what I remember is there was a point where it maybe got a bit too reliant, as in you were kind of having to show up a lot. Would you say that's probably like a big lesson that you learned in your business? Because I know when we first met, that was kind of something that we spoke about. How can you get to step back? Because I think it's amazing that you shared your story and you're the face of the brand, but there comes a massive responsibility with that, doesn't it? Where it kind of, at one point, it was kind of all on your shoulders, wasn't it?
Yes. And I know so many people that are still in the same position.
Yeah.
They've put all their eggs into one basket, which I did for some time. I mean, I always had like Instagram and kind of had other things, but I never really, I don't even know when I thought, oh my God, I need to step back a little bit, but I'd always had other things running in the background. But now I really focus on everything. So my email marketing, my Instagram and TikTok. But I mean, I still do the same amount of hours now that I did before on live, but it's because I miss it when I don't go live. Like I used to say, I wish I could just not go live sometimes and feel like I have to, because if I don't go live, I won't get any sales. But I have that now because I've just had 4 weeks off. The business has still generated money without me even doing anything. But yet I'm still like, oh, can't wait to go live on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, Friday. Because they all message me, my followers message me like, when are you coming back? What time are you going to be on? Have you got an event? Can I register to it? So I guess I still do sometimes feel that pressure of they still want me to. It's part of their routine as well as it is mine.
How amazing is that though?
And it's just weird if I don't. Like I went live yesterday morning while getting ready. I was like, I need to go on TikTok. Like, I just need to do it. It's just weird. And I went on once when I was on holiday, because I was like, I just need to speak to everyone.
How lovely is it though that you've got something that you love so much you miss it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how blessed are you with that? I mean, you deserve it. You work really hard, but I think that every day, like, how lucky are we that we wake up and think, I can't wait to get stuck into work. Because I don't know about you, but I remember the days of being employed and waking up full of dread.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas now, sometimes I'll wake up like that, say if I've had a bad day, but I'll be like, right, I'm going to go in at 12. Give myself a little extra time in bed, but then I'm like, nah, I actually want to go in. But I think it's because you've got that choice. You don't have the choice when you wait for somebody else. When you've got that choice, it's like I could have Monday off and go in on Saturday instead. But I won't. But it's the
If you
choice.
wanted, you could.
It completely changes how you feel because you have a choice.
Yeah. You're doing it for you.
Yeah.
I love that. So, what are maybe some other mistakes or don'ts you kind of learn along the way?
God. When I started running ads, when I wasn't ready.
Yes, I remember this conversation.
Anyone says to me, "What do you regret in business?" That is at the top of the list because it's the biggest mistake that I did, and I don't regret it. If I could go back, if it was possible to go back and do it and not lose as much money, that would be fabulous. But I do feel like it was the kick up the ass that I needed. That's when I decided I'm doing too much. Nobody understands who I am. I don't understand who I am. And that's when I was like, you need to choose a path because at the minute you're walking in all of them and it don't make any sense. So I needed it, but it was
just an expensive lesson.
If I didn't have any savings in the bank, I would have gone under.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't have pulled myself out. There's just no way.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that, having that conversation and being like, oh God. But I think we've all been there. I've had some really expensive mistakes as well, done stuff without an ROI, and like, as painful as it is, it's kind of part of the. I think as long as you're able to be grown up enough to take a lesson from it, like you did, like, yeah, it was a bit shit at the time, it cost me a lot of money, but I walked away with this, which has helped me do XYZ. Didn't really lose. Makes it, takes the sting away a little bit, but some people won't take a lesson from it. They will bury their head in the sand, act like a victim, woe is me.
But then I think, as cruel as it sounds, it's not for them.
Mm.
Because I think when running a business, you've got to make mistakes and you've got to learn from it. And if you don't, then it's not, I don't think it's for you.
It's definitely not for everyone, is it?
It's not for the weak.
No, definitely not.
No. And I remember I said to Chelsea a couple of months ago when I messaged you, because obviously you do ads now, she was like, don't you dare start talking about ads. And I was like, Chelsea, it's different now. I learned from my mistake. She was like, I don't want to hear it. Because obviously she was there when it happened and I was like, I don't think I can pay you this month. I'm going to have to take it out my savings. Like, she kind of like was like, it's fine, we'll sort it type of thing. But she was there when I was like at my lowest trying to figure it out. So she's like, what you want about? And I'm like, honestly, I'll make sure I'm ready. Because back then she was like, that's a lot of money. I was like, yeah, but I'm ready. I know I'm ready. And because I'm saying the same thing now, she's like, but are you though? And I'm like, I know what I need to do, which is why I still haven't taken the plunge yet, because I know what needs to be in place.
A couple of things behind the scenes, yeah. And I think as well, where we've all learnt lessons as well, we now know and can tell when people are integrity and when they're not. Like, I don't take people's money for the fun of it. Like, if I looked at your business and was like, you're not ready, I'd be like, you're not ready, I don't want your money.
Yeah.
Which
I appreciate, because I wish that was said to me. Because
yeah,
even
I wish it was said to me loads of times as well.
I look back now and I'm like, even I can see the signs. Like, surely you would look at the business and be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, there's...
Like, who is she? Like, what is the business actually doing?
Yeah.
Not just look at how many followers I've got on TikTok and be like, well, you're obviously making enough money. Well, yeah, because I'm slaving my guts out on live. It's not making it in the background, it's me being live that's making that money.
Yeah, we won't even have conversations with people. Like, we ask them 2 questions, and if there's not the right answer, we won't even jump on the phone with them, because we're like, we don't want to waste your time. But all part of the game. Women's Aid.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen you go to like quite a few like events and stuff going on. But tell me more about that. So Women's Aid, what's that?
So it's Cambridge Women's Aid. We actually raise money for them in May. So every May I always do a fundraising event. This year we did 4 charities, I think. We raised £1,500.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we did Women's Aid Cambridge. We did Owen's World, which was a charity created from a young lad that was killed by knife crime. We did a charity in Leeds. I think it's called Open Door, actually. So abuse, where you can go. And then there was another one. I can't remember. But because we raised money for them, one of my followers actually works at Cambridge Women's Aid. So she'd mentioned me and mentioned that we was raising money for them. And then they got in contact with me and was like, would you be a guest speaker? So on Wednesday, we've got a Teams call and I'm going to be a guest speaker. It's more about how you use your past to kind of create something positive from it, because obviously everyone that's going to be watching has been through DV or something, so it's more or less around how I've used that to create a business.
Because like I said, I mean, that's huge. It's hard, isn't it, when you see someone who's been through so much and they go completely the other way, but you can see why it happens.
It can so easily. And I feel like that could have quite have easily been me if situations were different.
Yeah, some people have like 0 support, no one to turn to, nothing, family, friends. So you can see why it happens, but it's really hard. But that's where things like these charities and businesses like yours are really, really important, because it starts to change the narrative and conversations like this as well, coming out and saying it, because when people see what's possible for you, they start to believe that it's possible for them. And it's so important. I know loads. What's upsetting is, I don't know if it's because we're getting older or because times are different and we're just more aware of stuff now, but it just seems to be more and more and more common, doesn't it, what we're seeing, particularly women. I mean, knife crime is, like, I would say definitely a lot more for the males, but domestic violence, domestic abuse, sexual violence and abuse in women just seems to be going bigger
Yeah.
and bigger, and it's quite scary, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if, like you said, it is because we're speaking about it more or it is just getting worse. I don't. But then nothing's really being done to solve the problem. I say this all the time. Like, obviously, what I do is great and I provide products, but it's not a long-term solution. Like, what
Not
are
the
we?
root cause.
Like I've said, I'd love to start going into education and talking to younger children about safety and stuff like that. That is a long-term thing that can really help in the long term. Like, there's just, I kind of feel like in the UK as well, we talk about what we can do right now, what helps right now, rather than what we're going to do in the long term.
Yeah, I don't think anyone solves the root cause
And I
of
think
it.
that's to do with everything. It's
Mhm.
so frustrating. It's like, well, this is what we're doing right now, but okay, that's great, but what about the long term?
Yeah, I've always seen it that way. I know a lot of people that have struggled with drug addiction, and it's like, oh, they just need to go to rehab, and it's like, no, but let's look into like why they got so messed up on drugs in the first place.
Yeah.
It's usually trauma. Always comes back to trauma,
Yeah.
and it's like if we had things in place that you will never stop things happening to people, unfortunately.
No.
There's always going to be some of it, but we could put the right things in place to support people to feel comfortable coming forwards when they've had trauma and to help them get through it, which we really, really lack, don't we?
Yeah, and I feel like if there was more in schools, primary and secondary, surely in the long term that would save us money.
Well, yeah.
I mean, in terms of everything, whatever we talked about in schools. I mean, I know they're doing it a lot more now because obviously I don't have kids, but my cousin says about how my 5-year-old niece knows about private parts and she knows about, not, I know every school's different. They all have like slightly different agendas, but she knows about mental health, and if she feels a certain way, she knows what, which is absolutely great. But even more needs to be done on so many different things because in the long run I think won't that save us money? Do you know what I mean? If we've got specialists in schools for certain things.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole school system is
Oh no, don't get me started on that.
like
it,
outdated,
it's set up
pointless.
to build employees.
Keep you in line and stay in line.
Yeah.
Teaches you.
There's no freedom.
No,
creativity.
you're going to look the same, you're going to wear the same clothes, you're going to learn about the same things, you're going to all behave the same way, 100%. And like, it's so outdated. I don't know about you because obviously we're a similar age, but being at school, I remember did a teacher say to you things like, well, you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket when you leave school. Mate, we have the world in our pocket now, but kids are still learning exactly the same thing. Like, my nieces and nephews tell me what they're doing at school. I'm like, you're still doing that? Like, it's so irrelevant and unhelpful for them, I think. They no life skills. And personally, I think there's lots of reasons why I don't want kids. But one of the reasons I don't want kids is because of the way the world is. And I think, I know you want children, and but
the way the world is absolutely terrifies me.
I was going to say, after what you've been through personally, what you see, because I imagine a lot of your community come forward and tell you stories of what they've been through too. So for someone who's really, really aware of what the world's like, it must be quite scary, the thought of having a child one day.
I'd love to just have him get some sort of bus, renovate it, have a kitchen in there and just go away.
Yeah.
Homeschool them, they never have to be out in the world.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, am I willing to sacrifice not having kids because of the way the world is? I mean, there's only so much you can do to protect them. You can't protect them from everything. You just have to do your best. And I always think, because my cousin don't want kids either, she's very much, she loves children. It's because of the way the world is. She doesn't want kids. She's like, I just can't. There's too many people in the world as it is. I don't want to bring children into that. And I'm like, but I don't want to sacrifice children because of outside. I don't think that's fair.
No. But it's a scary world.
And it'll only get worse if things don't.
I have a 20-year-old niece who's at uni, and do you remember being 20? You're drunk all the time, like just no fucks whatsoever. And like, obviously, I'm all for it. I'm like, babe, you live your life whilst you can, because a few more years and that's going to change. But then there's another part of me that's like, oh my God, is she safe?
And imagine if that was your daughter.
Yeah, and
You'd have
it's
a
only my
completely
niece.
different.
Yeah, I'm like, is she safe? Is she honest with us? Is she going through stuff and like she doesn't want to share? And like, is she actually okay? And oh,
Yeah.
let alone if it was my own baby, I
I
couldn't
feel like
deal.
I'd be the fun auntie, like, if you get drunk, call me, I'll come pick you up. I'm not going to tell your mum. But if it was my own child, I'd be like, if you're drinking, I need to know.
Yeah.
Like, I'll still pick you up, but I need to know.
Yeah, but I think communication's a real big thing
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I've always had the relationship with my mum. Even when I was like 13, I could say to her, I'm drunk, like I'm really drunk,
Yeah.
and like, don't get me wrong, she wouldn't be happy about it, but she wouldn't shame
That's
me
good.
or have a go at me, because she said to me, she was like, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it, and I'd rather know about it, because she was like, if I know what you've done, I know how to help.
Yeah, see, I'd like to be like that.
Yeah.
So I never had that. I had a very sheltered life until I was 16. Like, I wasn't allowed to go out, wasn't allowed to wear makeup, wasn't allowed to do after school clubs, nothing.
Wow.
Wasn't allowed to have social media.
Was that mum's decision or stepdad's
She
decision?
never had a decision or anything. She was very
Because of
much,
him?
yeah,
Okay.
that was him. But that was him controlling, wanting to be in charge of everything.
Well, yeah, because
So then obviously when he left, I was like, you've got this mobile phone, you can go on Facebook. And I was like so overwhelmed that I made lots of very stupid decisions. It was like 18, 19 where I was like, right, okay, pack it in a little bit, because I was just a bit, some silly stuff. But I don't regret it, because I was kind of offloading. What are you supposed to do when you're stuck in a box?
well, it's
And then
also
you're allowed
made
out
you,
the box.
it's made you who you are as well.
Yeah. And I always say to people as well, and I always was very uncomfortable about saying it, but I don't know why I did feel comfortable about saying it in the end, but I don't regret what happened, because if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be who I am now. So in a way, I'm grateful, which is uncomfortable to say, because how can you be ungrateful of something so horrible? But if it hadn't have happened, I wouldn't be here right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have the business. I wouldn't be as strong. So in a sense, I am grateful.
Mm-hmm. I think it's also going to lead you to do so many other wonderful things in the world as well. It's almost like you are. What was it I said to someone the other day? Something like, I was supposed to do this job, and I kind of feel like that's your life as well. You were meant to do this job.
Yeah, it feels like I'm an advocate for people, because
Yeah.
I'm comfortable to speak about it. Like, sometimes I get a bit, but the majority of the time I can quite easily just get my phone out and be like, this happened to me, this happened, and post it. And there's so many people. I mean, I've had people message me and be like, you're the first person I've told. And I'm 46 now.
Wow.
Like, so it does feel like I am an advocate for people, because I have the confidence to say it when they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And like, how beautiful is that alone? That you've given someone, like, could you, especially at 46 years old, obviously I don't know what age they were when that trauma happened to them, but can you imagine,
Like my age,
can you imagine how much they've been storing that upstairs in their body, and then to finally tell someone, like, how that must have, like, so you said with your mum, with the relief that you felt, like, you're doing that for other people. How beautiful is that? That's amazing.
It does feel like a lot of pressure sometimes, though. Sometimes if I'm, like, at the minute, obviously I've just come off my holiday, I'm tired, I'm emotional, I'm an absolute mess, and I feel like, and the amount of messages I've had in the last 24 hours, because people know I'm back off my holiday, like, I've missed you, or I had a video that I've recently gone viral, so off the back of that, even just last night, I've had so many messages, and people send me voice notes, strangers just send me voice notes, like, this is my situation, this is my daughter, this has happened, that's happened, and just completely offloading their life to me. And I'm like, I'm so tired, and I want to give you the time of day. And sometimes I'm just like, right, just give me a couple of days, and I promise, because I have to give my all to everyone. I send voice notes back, and I have to give them my all. But last night I did say to a couple of people, give me a couple of days, and I promise you'll get a proper response from me. I'm just really tired right now, and I'm too tired to take it on, because some days I do go to bed like
Well, I can imagine, like, all that emotions from other people,
and
like,
I get upset. I read their messages, like, because it sparks something in me as well. I'm like, God, I can see myself in you as well. And so there's so many people as well that are of the same age as me, 6 to 16, or like 5 to 16. And I'm like, that's so weird. It's just such a common age.
That's why I
or
find...
somewhere in that 6 to 16. Not
Yeah.
always ends at 16, but
just somewhere in that period.
and it's
but...
always like 5, 6, 7, long period of time. I'm like, it's crazy.
But yeah, but that's what's terrifying to me. I just think...
And it's so common.
I know, I said this to Ryan, because I'm like a real feminist to the point sometimes Ryan's like, I love you, but can you just shut up, please? Because obviously he's a bloke, and he's a good one. They're not all horrible, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's like, it is just sometimes like, will you shut up? And I said to him, I was like, I don't think, even me, that we understand just how common it is.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's that common that I'll walk down the street and be like, 20 houses here, probably 3 or 4 on this street, which is just, that's how my brain works. That's how common, and where I live, I think, how many people in my grove? Because it probably is people in my grove. And I'm always watching people like, I can't help it.
Well, what you've been through,
yeah.
It makes total sense. Do you... this is maybe a hard question to answer. Is there a part of you that's kind of glad that you are so aware of it, or do you kind of sometimes think ignorance is bliss and you maybe wish you were?
Sometimes, because like I don't watch the news anymore. I can't do it.
Oh.
It stresses me out. But when I did, or it would flick on, I'd just sit there and cry for like an hour. Like, the world is so horrible. Like, so sometimes I do wish that I could just switch it off, and I'll sit and talk to Rosie for a couple of hours about stuff, and she's like, you're giving me an headache.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Like, it's like when we was in Thailand, like, all the people there and the dogs there, I was just like...
Oh, don't. Dogs for me.
Can't help it. When you're a... What's the word? I would say sympathetic. That's not the word I'm...
Empathetic.
You just cannot switch it off.
Mm-hmm.
It's ingrained in me. So regardless of the fact that it stresses me out, I can't.
Yeah, no.
I can't switch it off.
I'm the same. It's so funny. I've got like this real like tough exterior. And then, even just scrolling on TikTok, I'm so empathetic. I will cry at TikToks like, if there's, like a young girl going through cancer treatment, that's it, I'm wailing. If there's an injured dog, I'm wailing.
Yeah. I saw a video this morning and I was crying and I was like, don't start crying already. Like, you're setting yourself up already to cry all day. But it was a dog that had been... I think it was in Birmingham. When it's the UK, I'm like, it like hurts me more because you kind of expect it in other countries. Not that it makes it okay, but
no.
Like when I was in Thailand, I said to all the people, like, the dogs are so well looked after. So when you do see a sad story, it's like, it makes me so angry. But it was a dog that had been left in the travel... What do you call them? That you take them to the vets in, the travel thing. It had been left in that with a blanket. It had fleas. She found it, and I was roaring my eyes out.
Yeah, no, that's...
And I'll do it in public as well. And Rosie's like, "Are you watching a film?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm watching a TikTok. There's a dog." And she's like, "Oh, for God's sake!" I can't help it. Like on the plane on the way home, I was watching on Netflix. There is what's it called? The Ultimatum.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm watching the queer one at the minute. I was crying my eyes out. I don't even know him. On the plane like this. Like, but I'm like a proper cry. Once I start crying, I cry and my bottom lip goes. And I was like, these are strangers. And I'm like really crying.
Oh, as I think is a really beautiful trait, though, to be empathetic and compassionate for other people.
If it had an on and off button,
yeah, it would be
fabulous.
It would be nice sometimes to be like, come on, get over yourself here. But
like even my followers know I'm a crier. Something would happen and someone would comment, "You're gonna cry, aren't you?" And I'm like, well, I am now you've said that. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like when I hit a milestone on the live, or I don't know, let's say like someone that I really admire, like a big TikTok person comes onto my live and I'm like, they're like, "You're gonna cry, aren't you?" Because they just know I'm just a crying.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a beautiful trait to have.
Yeah.
And this has reminded me what I was going to ask you, because I feel like this is an important thing to talk about. So many beautiful positive sides of TikTok. Let's talk about the ugly sides of TikTok. I know I mean, everyone's had it, haven't they? Nasty people, trolls. You've experienced a fair amount of that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that like? If you had to describe what it's like, or is there like any specific times that you can remember, like this one thing really, really got to me?
I'll be honest in the fact that I have 2 to 3 videos a month that go viral now because I know my audience and I know what works, and it's on every time I go viral. I get it. I got it 2 weeks ago when I was in Thailand. I posted a video to say I felt unsafe, and then I had people saying, "Oh, how dare you say that in a country that's safe?" Or someone was basically trying to rip me off, but I said it wasn't about the money. It was only £2-3. It was how he made us feel. We was in another country. We'd only been there 2 days. I felt very unsafe, and it was his tone of voice. I mean, I'm very on edge with men anyways, so I was already like, what's going on? But I had people say to me, it's £2-3. Why would you go to a shithole country knowing that you're going to feel unsafe or grow up, or the business is obviously making so much money if you can afford to go out there, which I sold my printer to go on that trip. Like, I didn't just have the money. So you kind of have to, and like Gemma said as well, we've worked through it, you've got to have thick skin. It happens, it's so common now to me that I can actually switch myself off from it,
But
luckily.
I imagine that's taken some time though.
Yeah, and my followers know who I am as well. Like, yes, not yesterday, the day before, I posted a video off that Thailand video, was like, I don't need to do this video, but I'm gonna do this video because I would like to explain myself. And I just said, like, it was a bit dramatic. I have a different opinion on that situation now because I thought that was going to be my whole holiday. Constant heckles of money, and that's why the video was so dramatic. I said, but now I've been there and nothing else happened in the time frame. It was a bit dramatic, and I did a video and was like, and like I've said, I don't have to explain myself, but I would like to explain myself because it makes me feel like I've said what I've needed to say. So I'm not bothered, but I am bothered. I'll just do a video. If I feel like I've said something wrong or I have got a bit of hate, I'll just do a video off the back of it. And then I'm like, yeah, put to bed now, I'm done.
I feel like getting trolled is a big thing that stops people from being seen because they're too scared to say what they truly think, what they truly feel, and really go for it and put themselves out there. So what would you say to someone who's maybe scared of getting hate online, trolls online?
Unfortunately, it's part and parcel. You can either not post on social media so you don't get any hate, or deal with it. There's no way around it, or just constantly delete all the comments, which is what I used to do. Sometimes now, if I feel like someone's being really nasty, I will just block them. It's not, I don't need to see it. I think that's really cruel when it's something to do with like my the way I look, or the way I've said something and I think that's really nasty, I'll just block it. But comments that I think, you're just being a div, I just leave it. So I would say either you do it or you don't. There's no way around it. You've just got to train yourself to deal with it. It's so common that the live this morning had someone, I wore that white top yesterday, but I bought white leggings to go with it. Didn't try them on because I was hot and bothered and I couldn't be bothered, and I thought, white leggings, is it going to show my cellulite? Probably, but I'm going to get it and see it, and I'll take them back. I took them back earlier, but as I got in it on the live, I showed them, was like, guys, I pulled them up and was like, you can see my knickers, I know you can, but can you see my cellulite? And someone commented, no profile picture, and there was like, yeah, you can see your wrinkles in them. And I went, that's just rude. I said, you're really lucky that doesn't bother me, because it doesn't. I'm a very confident person. Like, I could walk around naked. I do walk around naked in my house, in my front window. And even when we was on holiday with a balcony, me and Rosie both went out naked, like, stretching. I'm not bothered. I don't care about stuff like that. I said, so you're lucky that I'm not bothered, but I have had to get used to it on social media to be able to put up with that. So it's just, I feel like a lot of people just sit there and wait for a time to say something.
Yeah. Some people,
it's inevitable.
It says so much more about them than it does.
Oh yeah, and I say it all
about you.
Someone comes on the live and says something, and I'm like, you need help. You need help, not me. That says a lot about you, and it says nothing about me.
100%. I remember I did a live on TikTok and some boy came on and he kept just commenting chubby, 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 and like that didn't bother me. I was like, "You shit, mate, if you think I'm chubby." And then what did he say? He said something like, any woman over a size 10 is absolutely repulsive. And I was like, sounds like a you problem, babe.
Yeah.
I was like, all the girls I know that are a size 10 and over are sexy. Like, I think it's sexy having curves.
Yeah.
And I just thought, sounds like a you problem, mate. You're missing out. Like, it's wild to me. Don't get me wrong, I go on social media and I scroll, and sometimes I will see stuff and I think, what's an idiot? Like, I can't believe they said that. But
But you keep it to yourself.
yeah, I might say to Ryan, have you seen that? Or I might let's just scroll past it.
I follow the rule of if I wouldn't say it to the face, then I don't say it on social media.
Yes, love that.
Because,
love that.
and I say to people all the time, would you say that to my face? And I don't get a reply back, and I'm like, you wouldn't, so why say it on social media?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a very straight up honest person, and like to my friends, I feel like we have such a good relationship because I am honest. I'm like, you don't look good in that. But I'm honest. They know that's who I am.
You're doing it from a place of love.
Yeah,
that's where it's different.
I said to my friend, she was going through a relationship thing, and I was brutal. I was brutal, but I needed to be brutal, and it did make her cry. And the next day, I texted her and was like, "It's just because I love you. I'm not being a bitch. I love you. If I didn't say those things to you and just let you carry on, like that's not a good friend. Like I would rather just be honest to your face." So I feel like if you wouldn't say it to someone's face, you don't say it on social media. But I think because of the way the world is now, people have just got their balls are too big.
No, I think it's more people think they've got the right to say it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we do all have the freedom of speech, of course, but it's almost like that culture is now just ingrained in people. Like, I am allowed to say what I want, and it's like, you are, obviously, it's not against the law.
Yeah.
But do you want to be that person? I just think, could you imagine being that miserable that you would see a video on TikTok and feel so compelled to say something nasty?
Yeah, and if you call people out on it as well, they always delete the comment. I saw it this morning. There's the woman who was on Celebs Go Dating. She's getting a lot of crap at the minute because one of the guys that she was with has been done for sexual assault or something.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know, I don't know the full story. I haven't been paying attention, but someone commented on her video and said maybe you should do everyone a favour and do Caroline Flack or something along those lines. And she did a video off the back of it, and she was like, "You need some serious help if you feel comfortable enough to say that on social media." And you click on the comment, it was deleted. She's deleted a TikTok. And I think to myself, if you commented that, one, that is, I would never want somebody like that in my life. And two, did you not really think that she would do a video or some sort of comment off the back of that? Because that is vile. That is just basically telling her to go and kill herself. That is vile.
But this is what always I find crazy about people who are trolls or people who are nasty on the internet, is that they're the first ones to be like, kicking off when things like Caroline Flack did happen.
Yeah.
People were outraged by it, but what happened the next day? Everyone's back to doing the same thing again. And it's like, why don't we learn from it? Like I say, the media are the biggest trolls on the planet to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're allowed to do what they're allowed to do to me. They're the worst culprits. You know, they were the ones that put Caroline Flack in that place, and then all of a sudden we're like, this is awful. And it's like, you did it. And then the next day, as soon as the Caroline Flack story wasn't interesting enough and making them enough money, let's just take the piss out the next person next.
Yeah, that's why I don't listen to what anybody says. I just form my own opinion based on what I know. I don't read that type of stuff.
No,
it's just rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Yeah, you've definitely got to be thick-skinned, or like you said, just delete it, don't look at it.
Yeah.
And move on, because I think otherwise you can go to a really dark place. Like I've got friends that have been trolled once and then don't post for 6 months because they're like terrified.
Yeah, and I think, and like I always say, if I wasn't so passionate about what I did, I wouldn't be doing it. And I think that again, that I can't let comments like that stop me. It's my business, it's my livelihood. It's like I say, if I don't go live, I miss it. I can't let comments like that. Nah.
Yeah.
Just can't.
It's true. Well, you've got purpose in your life, haven't you? So that definitely helps. So what does success look like to you? And has that changed since you started? Because for me, I know what I wanted when I first started. Where I am that's like so different.
Yeah. Well, obviously, when I first started, I was still at my other job. I still did it on the side. Never did I think I was going to leave my job.
No?
I actually went to New York for, I think it was 10 days. I come back and was like, I am handing in my notice. I was like, the world is so big. There's so many opportunities. Whether I would have done that if I hadn't have gone to New York, I don't know. But I was like, I was looking at the numbers when I was there. It just inspired me, like just sat people watching. And
I love that place. New York's my favourite place in the world.
it just changed. The last day, I swear to God, the guy thought I'd been kidnapped and that's why I was crying. Because we was eating dinner, but I was crying like my lips would go because I didn't want to go home. And I feel like he was like that to me. I feel like he thought maybe Rosie kidnapped me and I was upset, but I was like, I just don't want to go home. But yeah, it kind of just did I can't explain it. It just did something where I was like, hand your notice in. It just made me realise that, because obviously I live in a small town, the world is so big and there's so many ways to make money, and you don't, not to say I was miserable at my job, I wasn't miserable, but you can achieve anything. That's kind of what it gave me. So I handed my notice in and then it just went crazy. I was like, you can actually afford to live off it. Yeah, I would say I thought success would be running a business. Just running a business. Obviously I didn't know very much when I started. Whereas my idea of success now is having a good work-life balance. That's my idea of success. And I say it all the time and to my followers that I'm not willing to sacrifice my weekends unless I want to.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 weeks that I just did in Asia, I'm not willing to sacrifice my own life for the business.
Yeah.
There's people that work 7 days a week that are earning millions, love that for them, but that's not where I see myself. I just want to be comfortable. And I've always said I'm happy as long as the business covers the bills, pays the staff. I mean, it keeps growing. I'm obviously not going to slow that down, but as long as I can pay everything and I'm not stressed about money and I still get time off, I'm happy. That's what success is to me. Obviously, some people might see earning £7 million as success, but I look at other business owners that are making millions and I think, that's just too much for me. Like, they're in a different city every week and I think, where's your home time? Like, when am I going to see Meggie? When am I going to be at home? Like, to me, success is juggling both. Don't get me wrong, on the lead up to Christmas, there is no juggle. I can imagine. But January to July, for me, it's all about balancing it both, and that is success, having it both.
Gorgeous. Did you miss Meggie?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Every dog I saw, I basically called it Meggie, and went and bought his sausages, and I was like, you're my Meggie for the next 10 minutes. Most of them was just like not bothered, because I always see the street dogs and they don't really care, but I treat every dog like it was Meggie. I mean, we even volunteered at a cat and dog rescue.
Oh, you two stop, it's so cute.
Oh, I mean, it stunk of shit. And it was a very difficult day because it was like 32, hot, no aircon, puppies everywhere, stunk. So it was like incredibly difficult, but we was just wanting to be around animals so bad.
So Rosie missed Meggie too?
I'd see her sat on the bed just looking at videos going like this to it. And I was like, not long. And it's funny actually because we got back like 3 days ago, we went straight to get her because it was on the way home. She was at Rosie's mum's, which she absolutely loves it there because she's got 2 dogs. Oh. She's got loads of land and there's always someone at home. So when we take her there on a Wednesday, she loves it. Her tail's wagging. So we knew she was going to be happy, but she saw us, went crazy, went straight to the car. And I feel like that was her way of saying, I'm ready to go home now. Like, it's been a long time. Oh. 4 weeks for a dog. I can't imagine what she was thinking.
Oh, love her. How did you and Rosie meet?
Through friends.
Yeah? When was this?
10 years ago.
Oh my God, long time you and Rosie then.
Well, did I meet? I think I met her when I was 17. 28 now. Yeah, I think we were speaking like 7-8 months before we got together. Mm-hmm. That's about right.
Yeah. And did you always know about your sexuality or not?
Yes and no. And sometimes I think, am I gay because I don't trust men? Don't know. Like, I find men attractive. I can look at a guy. I don't know if this is just like, I feel like even straight girls can appreciate a good-looking girl. Like,
Oh, I look at girls more than I look at men. I say it all the time. Like, when I go on a night out, I'm not looking at the blokes. I'm looking at the girls. Like, fuck, she's well fit.
I do that with guys. I'm like, oh, he's lovely. He is. But then I think to myself, am I bi? And I am, but I'm more swayed towards women because I can't trust. I've not had like a positive male. Well, I have, like my granddad and stuff, but I don't know. It's not something obviously I've ever explored. Been in a relationship for 10 years, so I've never had a gap to even. Well, actually, no, I did have a little bit of a gap. Didn't like it, but so yeah, I don't know.
It could be that because you also see the other end, don't you, where people go through abuse and then they end up. And no disrespect, sleeping around. I've had conversations with people on the podcast where they're like, I went off the rails and that was because just trying to replace the love and feel differently about it, that they end up sleeping with loads of men. I did a little bit
between 16 and 17 with girls and boys.
Oh.
And every time it was a guy, I would cry.
Oh, bless you.
And I was like, is this trauma or is this my way of being like, actually like men? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of.
Well, the main thing is you and Rosie are happy.
Yeah. So I don't need to think about it. But sometimes I do think, am I actually? Because some people are like, obviously the one with Rosie, they're like, are you a lesbian then, or are you bisexual? I'm like, I don't know. But I feel uncomfortable saying that when Rosie's there because it's just we just don't. It's not a conversation that we have, and I'm like, I don't know. It is what it is.
Well, yeah, because it's also not a conversation that, because me and Ryan are both straight. We would never be like, by the way, would you ever consider being gay? Like, it's just not something you talk about, is it? So why would you two talk about it the other way around, right? So, so what's next for you and your mission?
I feel like firstly I need to get back in on Monday.
Yeah.
My mind's just so blank. I have quite a lot coming up. And I was saying this to Gemma the other day. I would like to be recognised more by whoever. But I would love, because obviously there's me, there's the business, separate. I have to keep saying that to myself. Your worth is not tied into your business.
Yeah, I've been there.
I keep separating it. But I would like the business to get a bit more recognition, but it's so difficult because it's such a grey area. It's like the police know about us. I mean, I had a neighbour message me the other day and say she'd had a situation happen and the police gave her one of my safety sets, and I was like, and I said to her, give me a bit more. What did they give you? I was like, was it definitely mine? She read it and didn't reply, but she's that type of person that reads messages and doesn't reply, so I'm gonna have to message her again and be like, tell me what you're on about. But they know about me, but it's kind of like they don't know what to do with me. Does that make sense? Or like last year when ITV News wanted to cover on the rise of safety sets, I wasn't allowed to show my face. They nearly had to change my voice. I had to sign a sheet to say that if anything came back on them.
I was going to say, is that to protect you or
me and them? So it's kind of like I would just love to get a little bit more. Not me, the business, get a bit more recognition from people. Mm-hmm. But I kind of like, everyone I speak to is like, it's amazing, I think what you do is incredible, but it doesn't go any further than that. And like I said, ITV News being the perfect example, everyone knew it was me because they did keep my voice in the end, but it was like, well, I didn't really get any recognition because I had to show my face. And then I was paranoid of the fact that, did people think that what I do is dodgy and that's why they didn't show my face? I was like, is that going to do more damage than... I didn't get any repercussions off it, but moving forward, I would just like a bit more... I don't know how to explain it. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
I get my foot in the door, but there's never anything else. I'm always put on the back burner. Like, other businesses have influencers and they stock in shops and... they go in the papers, whereas for me it's like, oh, well, I think what you do is great, but I don't know. But I always get that.
Yeah. Like you said, though, it's probably because it is a bit of a grey area,
taboo,
isn't it?
Everyone's like, it's such a taboo subject. And I'm like, but surely.
But that's why it's a problem. Because it is a taboo subject.
It's like the door opens and then it's shut again.
Yeah.
Constantly, like even my local council, obviously they've purchased from me big wholesale orders and stuff, and I'm like, there's so much more that we could do together, but I'm just always on the back fence. And I'm like, but why? It's such a big problem. And like my local, what's it called? Your, not mayor, the person that goes into Parliament for your borough. I spoke to her a couple of months ago and was like, this is who I am. She's like, oh yeah, I know about you. We've already spoke about you. We had like the chief police officer around the table. We've spoke about you. And I was like, okay. But nothing else ever comes of it. And I'm like, when is the business actually going to get the recognition that it deserves? Because here I am giving out free products, attending local events, attending street walks on safety, doing everything that I should do. And everyone knows about me, but nothing ever comes of it.
Well, we're going to have to take it into our own hands and cook something up.
Yeah.
I'm sat here like, I'm going to think of something about what we can do about this.
I did speak to, so it's called the Business Hive in my area, and it helps like start up businesses and stuff. And I spoke to him and he said he thinks it's the way I introduce myself. That's the problem. It's like whenever somebody says, oh, what is it that you do? And I say, oh, I sell UK legal safety equipment. They're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, it's much more of a big deal than you think it is.
Yeah, we need to like...
Is it the way I come across? He says, I think you should come across more from, rather than...
More like a mission statement.
Yeah, rather than saying, this is the business, it's I'm Shannon, blah, blah, blah. Like, more of like you and what you've achieved.
Yeah.
He says he thinks it's the way I introduce myself to people that comes across a little bit wrong. And I'm like, well, you need to help me then, because even he was so excited about, I mean, that was like 4 or 5 months ago. He was so excited. He was like, we need to put an event on, because he knows everyone, all the businesses.
Well, this is what I was about to say. I was going to say, have you ever thought about doing your own event? You want recognition, baby. Do your own event. Can you imagine how many of your community would rock up if you did your own event?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's
very true.
That's what I would do.
Because that's all I have. I say that's all I have. It's huge, but is my community. Like, I don't have any of the other aspects. And I always think to myself, God, imagine if I had influencers and I was running ads, and it would be fucking mental.
It would be. I think that I believe... One thing I do 100% believe in is divine timing. And it's going to happen for you. And when it does, you're going to be like, I'm so glad it happened now.
Yeah, I do feel like I am...
It's frustrating in the moment.
It's got to come. Surely it's got to come. Because everyone I speak to is just so amazed by it. They're like, God, the passion is actually incredible. And I do feel like the time has got to come, but when?
It will happen.
No.
I 100%.
I just keep going. Like, I'm at the end of the day, like I said, the money makes business, the bills are paid, I'm happy, my customers are happy, I'm in a good routine. Like, what more can I ask for? Everything else is just a blessing.
What a beautiful way to look at it.
Yeah.
So on that note, where can everybody find you?
TikTok.
Of course.
TikTok, Instagram.
And it's just, is it still just Get Personal, or have you changed your handles to Get Personal with your safety as well?
No, it is just Get Personal.
Amazing.
Still, yeah. I changed it to Get Personal with your safety, because when I was doing in-person events, people are like, do you do personalised dog tags? I was like, no, I do not. So I had a full redone in December. I was like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to change my name because I liked the Get Personal, because it is a personal story.
Well, and you'd already built the brand so much that people know you for that. So it's also like rocking the boat and changing things a little bit. So I just thought, just
add a little thing onto it.
Yeah.
And it makes sense still.
Amazing. So everybody can find you, Get Personal on TikTok.
Yeah.
One thing to finish it off. If someone is going through something really traumatic right now, or even years ago and they've not come out of it, what would you say to them?
I would say, well, you can message me. Or maybe, let me think. What I was going to say then was find the person that you're most comfortable with to speak to, but that is quite difficult. Like a friend, or even if you did counselling and spoke about it that way. I feel like that's quite a difficult question.
It is.
Do you know what I mean? Because everyone kind of does things in their own way, and it's easy for me to sit here and say, speak to a family member or a friend, but if that was me, I had to have somebody ask me, because there is no way that I was going to do that by myself. Sometimes you need that push. So, oh, it's really hard.
It is really hard, isn't it? Because I always felt safer with strangers, people that didn't know me.
I could have a full-on conversation with a stranger.
Yeah, like I feel like if you said, I don't know, if I was with a stranger, I would feel comfortable being like, yes, this happened to me. Don't know why, but yeah, if you said, I want you to sit down and
I
tell
think
your
it's 'cause
mum.
you care more
I'd
about
be
what
like-
they think, because it's like Rosie, oh God, I really struggle to have conversations with her and my mum, but I feel like it's because maybe they're a person they're a person that's always going to be in your life. So if you say stuff to a stranger, you can walk away from them.
Yeah.
Whereas if you said that to someone that's in your life, it's kind of like, I can't come back from that now. So, but I guess
I think sometimes as well you worry about the knock-on effect on the relationship. Like I can imagine you were worried to tell your mum because of how that would maybe affect your two's relationship, as it was her husband. And then with Rosie, maybe you're worried that Rosie would then be conscious around you and the way she would act around you, just in case she triggered something in
And I
you.
told her straight, like, very early days, because I was like, there's no way I can go on and then have to do it at a later stage. I did it over text message. I was like, just to let you know, because I was like, I've got to get it out there, because I just need to get it off my chest.
There's no wrong or right way of doing it, though, is there? You've got to, if it feels good.
But I guess the best thing to say would be that you will feel lighter if you do talk about it. How you do that, I don't. I couldn't give advice on.
But you can confirm. It's hard. But
once you've got it out there as well, it becomes a lot easier to speak about. Because I mean, the first time I posted on social media, I was 6 years old and I was sexually abused, and I remember posting it. I was at the gym and I slid it across the floor, and I was like, I'm not looking at that, because what are people going to say? And it took me a while. Like, I spoke about it on lives, but I'd never posted a video, because that video was there to stay.
Oh yeah, I guess like with your lives as well, it's kind of like your
It's
safety
gone now,
net,
yeah.
your community, and it doesn't stay there forever.
And it was terrifying. So for anybody, it is going to be terrifying. But once I'd done it, I was like, I can speak about it now, because everybody knows about it, so it's not a shock to anyone. So it is, you've kind of just got to find a way to get it out. I mean, even if like it was like there's people you can speak to on the internet and stuff now, isn't there? Like counsellors and stuff. Even if it was just a case of typing it to someone and then closing it, you've got it out there. It's step one. So definitely get it out somehow.
Amazing. Well, thank you for being so open and honest with me. I've loved having a chat with you. And I am excited to see you and get personal, get the recognition you deserve. We're manifesting that.
Yeah.
Let's finish it there. We're manifesting it. Love it. Tori Chats It is your permission slip to be honest about the chaos, the clarity, and everything in between. This is the space where we talk about the shit no one else will, the moments that break us, build us, and change everything.